Carroll is joining us now. She played Kevin Costner's daughter in Swing Vote. She's starring in the new Rob Reiner movie, much talked about, the movie called Flipped.
What's going on with you and Bryce Lasky?
Well, what do you mean? Nothing.
Oh, okay.
One day I feel so happy.
But one day, I started getting this really weird feeling. Somewhere between confusion and absolute terror. There's a bee in her hair.
There's no bee.
Are you freaking mental? Julie Baker, you hate her. Oh, that's what's so weird and nothing I do.
What a girl. Every once in a while, you find someone who's iridescent. And when you do, nothing will ever compare.
Here you are. What did I just tell you? This music, the age you're playing, that was my music at that age.
Aww. Really? That's where Rob era was. Hi, nice to meet you.
Well, I've seen that you briefly.
Cub, sit over here.
Madeline, this is a slice of life, sort of coming of age
Thank
movie.
you.
Sure.
Yes.
Fun. This is your kind of movie.
Well, it's
And it'll be mine.
what I like about this
Hi.
movie is that it's the he said, she said. This is from a book that a lot of kids have read, right?
But
Yes.
your mom read it, right? Is that how
Yes.
you got?
Yes. Well, my agent got the script and they kind of like made a big deal out of it, like, oh, it's an amazing script. And then they sent it to my mom. My mom read it, and then she made a big deal out of it. She loved it too. So I'm like, okay, I got to read the script. So I read it, and
And then you made a big deal about it.
Then I made a big deal out of it. I'm like, oh my gosh.
So then you said, excuse me, Rob, I'd like to do the movie.
I'd like to
Yeah.
do this with you.
Hi. No. Then I went and I went into the audition, and I remember going in and like seeing Rob Reiner and like all these people in the room, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Rob Reiner, and I'm like trying to be all cool on the outside, but I'm like screaming on the inside, like I'm auditioning for Rob Reiner.
So you're acting before you're actually acting in the audition.
Yes,
You're
I'm
like-
acting. Yeah, I'm acting the whole time.
But you passed on a lot of other things because of what I read here, bad language. I had a bunch of bad stuff in it.
Yeah, I had just pulled out of a movie that was like going to be like this huge, thing, and just the language is like really bad, and a lot of the stuff now that I'm getting older, I've noticed like has increased,
Sure.
like the language and everything, and so we're just like God,
Not for you.
it's not for me. You're like God.
How about the
I-
language
I-
on this show with Steve? Sometimes the
Wait.
language gets a little salty.
I was a little I was a little nervous.
I understand that. Let me tell you something about this movie. Here's
Let
a
you
movie.
tell her something about her movie.
No, I want to tell the folks out there. People looking for a movie where everybody's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, kids can see it, grown-ups can see it, old people.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it.
Even him.
There's nothing in it that is offensive. And I don't want to curse the movie by saying there's nothing in it that's offensive, but it is a movie that's clean. It's a very clean movie.
Yeah, it's very clean, and I was so thankful to God, that something like that came along, because like I said, there were so many, roles for bad language and stuff,
Yeah.
and so I'm very thankful for this movie. I'm very, very proud of it.
If you think about movies like, Dirty Dancing, they were never offensive. They were huge, super hits. Coming of life, coming of age. And I love the style, don't you? With the music.
Well,
is it set in the...
It was so fun. It's in the 60s, and I had 60 different changes, and I had
Fun
to wear
for you.
I had to wear 60s clothes. So I had like penny loafers, and I had like really high jeans. It was so weird, very, very weird clothes. But
What's
it
so
was
funny
fun.
about that?
It was weird. I mean, like, you would probably get beat up today if
Right.
you walked into
Yeah.
school and you wore all that clothes.
Or you could be
wearing
admired, actually.
1962.
Yeah.
Yes, where actually it's too fat to be
Yeah.
62, but yeah.
Well, what I find interesting is the movie is set in the 60s, yet the way kids date and interact these days is strictly through texting and electronics. So could you
We had
actually,
none of that.
could you relate to how they actually did it back
In
in the
those
60s?
days, you had to bring eggs.
Yeah, you had to bring eggs. There was like no technology back then,
Yeah.
so like you couldn't exactly
Right.
say like, hey, come outside, let's hang out. You had to like go literally. and,
You had to wait for the boy to call,
talk to
right?
people.
You
Yeah,
talk to
you had
people
talk
that you
to
were
people.
interested in, and that made it like nervous, and you have that blush as opposed to.
Yeah,
I do
like-
believe, and I'm a huge lover of technology, that it has changed and taken away a lot of the personal and the emotional. So it's kind of nice to go back.
Well,
Yeah, it
also,
was fun.
there's a lot of romance in this movie because you
How
don't.
old is your character in it?
She's 13.
13?
But it goes from she goes from
She's
I think
seven at the very beginning.
seven to 14.
Yeah, ask me, I'll tell you.
That's
She was
a kid
7.
coming
I don't
back.
play 7.
Flipped opens on Friday. Madeline, thank you so much for being here.